Team NBS Media presents The Mask Podcast.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, welcome to another episode of the Mask Podcast. I'm Mark, your host, my co-host Rick. Rick, what's going on, brother?
Oh, not much today, man. Ready to do a great show. Got some great topics to discuss. Ready to get into it.
Hell yeah! All right, today, let me see. We got a little storm here in New York. We're gonna call today like hot ass tight mask day because this motherfucker right here is tight as shit for some fucking reason. I'm like, oh, like did I get fat? Like what the fuck is going on with this? It's like this is like this shit's like the mummy today. But you know, you see me fucking my mask, that's because this bitch is squeezing every motherfucking vein in my damn face today.
Mm-hmm.
But today's show is a little different. So you know. Besides the podcast, we do content writing for various websites. So today we're going to break down about 9 or 10 articles, not just ours, other people that we write with. We're not here to talk shit about the articles pretty much. We're just going to break the articles down. Therefore, if you, the viewers, like the articles, jump in the comments, let us know. If you disagree with what the writer wrote, shit, let us know. No hard feelings, we don't care. But if you don't like my shit, stay the fuck quiet because I ain't got time for your nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna send Casey Jones over there so he can whip your ass with a hockey stick.
Yes, sir.
But just wanted to have some fun today, with the articles because we really never touch too much on the websites that we write for. It's a good way to let you guys know what we do. It's a good way to bring eyes to the website. This is Team NBS Media and also the Daily Culture as well. So we're going to touch on topics from those two websites, articles that I wrote, articles that Rick wrote, articles that other writers that have been on the show that they have written. So like for Rick, let's see. We're going to start with one of Rick's articles. You know what I'm saying? The topic for that article is Apple TV Plus is winning the streaming wars. Rick, what the fuck do you mean by that?
Well, listen, I've sit here and I put a lot of thought in it because I watch a lot of shows. I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of content, man. And one of the biggest things I'm learning is each individual, like studio-owned streamer has their own content. A lot of it is reboots, fucking remakes, nostalgia tours, and it seems like every other month they're raising their prices. Every other month they're freaking cracking down. You can't share passwords, the whole other bullshit. Listen, I will tell you this straight up. Some people will disagree. I feel like Apple has the most original content. They might not have the largest library. They don't have hundreds and thousands of movies like a Netflix does, I think. But when you look at the quality of their shows, come award season, you hear them more often than not, how many awards they're up for. Shows like Ted Lasso and The Morning Show and all these things that they're kind of unique concepts for. They're not just rebooting this nostalgia tour of shows we've seen 300 times. And then if you read the article, one of the things that I locked on to with that is they don't give a shit if you share passwords. Like if you can have Apple TV, for instance, they have this bundle plan where you could share your account up to 5 people on your account. Doesn't have to be in your household. It just has to be on your phone plan. They just have to have their own Apple ID. Like you just send them you just link the two together and up to 5 plans can watch anywhere. It's not going to be like Netflix, who's charging you $7.99 for a second account on an account you already pay for just to share a password. Like, yo, $7.99 is a whole nother streaming service these days.
True. So all right. So I remember when they started the password crackdown. Now, I was kind of pissed at it at first, but I understand. Like, yo, like you're paying $8 for, let's say you're paying $8 for Netflix, but then I give my password to you, and you give that shit to Jacob, and Jacob give it to Rob, and Rob give it to Mike. Now we got like 8 motherfuckers under $8. As a business, that doesn't work for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just doesn't work. So yes, I want Mike, Jacob, Rob, Brian, Peter. I want all y'all to pay that $8 because I'm giving you content, but yet you're giving my content away for free. No. So that means one motherfucker can pay $8 for Apple TV and give it to 30 other people as a business. Like that just doesn't work. Now, as you spoke about original content, how the fuck you think them actors in the movies get paid? Just because one person paid $8 and gave it to 50 other people? Now, how the fuck are we going to pay Ryan Reynolds $40 million for an Apple TV movie when Rick then gave his one password to 25 other motherfuckers? So as a business, I get it. And don't be dissing Netflix. Boy, you've been kicking this for years. Now, Rick been saying this for years that Apple TV has the best original content. I'm still going to roll with fucking Netflix because of, they got great shows, but their comedy specials are top fucking line. Like Apple has not hit that field yet where we can get a Kevin Hart or, you know what I'm saying? Like Netflix has the top damn comedies, and that's why I love Netflix. I love to watch the comedies besides Cobra Kai and all the other shows, but Netflix will always win for me, when it comes to that. Now, for Rick part,
aside from content, this is what
Rick had to say about
one of the
Apple
strongest
Plus
pushes
TV.
for Apple TV Plus is their original content. While they might not have the largest library, it's not just old sitcoms from the 90s made with a modern feel. Their original content is making stands come award seasons, they're taking risks that competitors aren't, and they're still just as cheap as the next service. Aside from content, this is where Apple is winning.
Now, I agree with Rick on that. Yeah, I see what I did, right? I took some of his articles and put it into a voiceover and shit and let the guy read it. Yo, I'm dope and shit. I be thinking some shit, yo.
That's what I will key in on, because like as a business, did Netflix need to key in at that freaking $7.99 or $8.99 or whatever it is? No, I mean, if you would have told me $1.99, I would have shrugged it off, like whatever. What's an extra $2? But like, think of it in that terms. I think they did that intentionally, because if you got to pay $7.99 to share your password, are you going to pay $7.99 to share your password with the next guy, or are you going to pay the are you now considering canceling one of the other streamers because you don't watch it as much because it's the same price? I don't know that that's more of their market strategy there, but at least the difference is like you don't password share with Apple, so you can't give that shit out. You have to have your own account, and then you basically get put into what is essentially a family plan. And then you have to sign up for that shit and then include that person in your family plan. You're not going to give someone your password because now they can buy shit with your credit card information. You can buy stuff on iTunes. You can buy this, that, and the next thing because it's tied to your Apple account. So at the end of the day, they know people aren't just passing it around to like 30 other people.
And that's where Apple, as great as they are, that's why I think they make a major mistake, because everything is tied to this fucking Apple account when it really shouldn't be. Their TV service should be, I get it, because, it's all under the same umbrella. But as you said, like, I can't give this shit out because now you got access to everything that I have under fucking Apple. Mm-hmm. Apple, and the good part about Apple is they're learning from Netflix mistakes. Like a company like Netflix, you jump out there, you're first. You're going to fuck up and make mistakes. So the next company can sit back and watch and be like, well, we know not to do this. And that's what Netflix, that's what happens when you're the fledgling company, when you're the one who jumped off the ledge first. Mm-hmm. Everybody else can sit back and say, well, I ain't jumping off that motherfucking ledge because Netflix done broke a leg. So, they're running neck and neck. And I believe over the years, Apple Plus is going to do some great things. Like I love, Sugar. We spoke about that. And you and I were both big fans of what's that fucking shit, the Kevin Durant thing?
Yeah, shit, Swagger.
I haven't watched. Yeah, we were both big fans of that. I mean, Apple Plus has some shit that I do watch. Don't get it fucked up. I do fuck with Apple Plus, but I'm still a Netflix. I'm still a Netflix guy. Hands down.
But my biggest push in that article is like I don't want to see something I've seen, a half dozen times. Like their original content, they're taking chances. Maybe because they have the backing of their phones and all the software and all the shit that they sell, that they don't care if they end up with a loss at the end of the day because they're still gonna be making money. So they could take chances on original content that other streamers wouldn't.
True. And you know what? And off the subject real quick, since we are talking about this whole streaming shit, there's been some shit being said, going on in our chat room about the NFL packages and shit and what they're charging. I believe somebody put up a post, a sign or whatever in the room, and was like, I think it was like what, almost 500 or 600 something for the whole season to stream shit on Amazon, Netflix.
Yeah, like 660 something.
Yeah, YouTube TV. And me being, who the fuck I am, I'm like, yo, there's a better solution. Granted, it's not legal, but what I'm saying, there's a better solution. And I remember Rick saying, hey, he asked a question like, yo, what the fuck is IPTV? Look, IPTV it's internet television. Let's say hypothetically, I found a way to run my own cable shit on the internet. Rick will then pay me $25 a month, and I can get Rick every station damn near in the fucking world. So somebody asked, like, hey, what does that mean for the NFL? Here's what that means. I live in New York. I get every fucking local station in the United States. So if I want to watch a fucking Green Bay Packers game, I go to the I go to the Wisconsin page, and I look, hey, Wisconsin Fox. Guess what? That's where the fuck the Packers are playing at. Now, someone said, okay, well, you still can't watch every game. Yes, the fuck you can. It's the same thing as you paying for fucking NFL Live or whatever the fuck you paying for, YouTube TV. This is where my ex-wife made perfect fucking sense, and I didn't understand it. She said, hey, back then it's like satellite dish, you want to pay like $400 a year to watch one game. I was like, what the fuck you talking about? I get to watch every game. She said, no, you get to watch one game. You got the option to switch stations, but you're only going to focus on one fucking game. There's no way I can. If you got 7 games at the 1 p.m. slot, how many of them are you fucking watching? You're only watching one.
Yeah, you're watching your team.
Yeah, you flip from the Giants and the Cowboys to the Packers and the Bears. Guess what might happen? You might miss a great play from the Giants and the fucking Cowboys because you decided to go from the Packers and the fucking Bears. So essentially, the NFL is getting over on y'all. They charging you all this money for you to watch one fucking game. Yes, you got access to every game at that 1 o'clock time, but your mind, you only can focus on one fucking game. So essentially, you're paying $600 a year to watch one fucking game every fucking 1 o'clock. Think about that. Let that fucking sink in for a minute. Everybody's like, oh my God, I can't wait to get the service. Oh, NFL Plus. Oh my God, I'm paying all this. I get all this money. I get every game. No, you don't, fucker. You only can watch one. You only can watch one fucking game. And let's say you got
$30 a game.
Thank you. So let's say you got 4 screens on your fucking TV. Let's say you got 4 games up at the same time. I don't know how smart you are, but my eyes and my mind, I'm still only focused on one thing at a fucking time. So what happens is you're going to miss a good play. You're going to say, oh, shit, I missed it. How can I watch it again? ESPN. You're going to watch the fucking highlights. So once again, why are you paying all this money a month to watch one fucking game? That's your money. Do it as you please. But if I'm paying $25 to watch, to get every fucking station in the fucking world, I'm not complaining about $600 a month. Because I'm not paying that shit. There's no need for me to pay it. But, not my motherfucking money. So that's all I had to say about the shit.
I like my money in my pocket, man.
Hell yeah, I like my money in my motherfucking pocket. Shit. All right, what's our next damn topic here, Eric? We done did the Apple TV. Now we're gonna go to one of my articles. You know, Eddie Murphy is a name Black America should never forget. Look, I've been an Eddie Murphy fan since Saturday Night Live. Everybody remember Buckwheat, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood, Gumby. Like Eddie Murphy to me is an icon that we often forget about because, well, out of sight, out of mind. For the newer generation, they might have turned on Netflix a month ago and watched, Beverly Hills Cop 4, Axel F or whatever the fuck name that fucking shit was. It was a trash ass movie. However, but for those that know Eddie Murphy, I'm saying we're talking fucking Trading Places. We talking fucking Boomerang. We talking Shrek. Fucking talking, Dr. Doolittle. Beverly Hills Cop. Shit. Shit. I done lost my damn train of thought right there. Eddie has a list of hit movies that goes back. Like I did the article. Like my man did a movie every year for 20 straight fucking years. A movie every year for 20 straight years. And this man came from comedy. Like he's a fuck. And let's not even talk about the comedy. Because right now we're looking at Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle. What's the other little midget guy? With the gay hair. Money Mike. Oh, what the fuck is this dude's name?
Shit.
Yeah, that kid. Cat Williams.
Yep.
We look at them, but before them, it was Eddie motherfucking Murphy. Raw, Delirious. They were probably two of the funniest stand-ups I have ever heard in my fucking life. Eddie Murphy, when it comes to black comedy, Eddie Murphy is the bar. Yes, you had Richard Pryor and Red Fox and those guys, but Eddie took that shit to a whole nother. Eddie brought it to the mainstream. Like, no one saw Beverly Hills Cop being a fucking a franchise. That's one of the biggest franchises he had. What else? Shrek. Everybody loved fucking Shrek. He was the donkey. Like, everybody loved the fucking donkey in Shrek. That's fucking Eddie Murphy. The Golden Child. Shit. Like I said, I go order by Eddie Murphy. But right now, we look at Kevin Hart. We think, oh, Kevin Hart, he's in a lot of Kevin Hart career is going to resemble Eddie Murphy before it's said and done. Not funny as Eddie, but he's putting in that work, that Eddie did. For you, Rick, how do you feel about Eddie Murphy?
I think it's funny that like people almost write him off because he went from like the rated R comedies down to like more family friendly films, and people forget that's where the money's at. Like, let's be honest. Up until like as of late, when you see movies like Logan and freaking Deadpool and Wolverine, like the market for rated R films did not blow up at the box office. Yeah, they made their money. Yeah, they might have made profit. But the real money was in a family-friendly movie that got made for about 25 to 50 million and made 400 to 500 million in the box office. So people forget that, when these actors started taking these paydays, they don't just get paid off of like their paycheck to sign on to the movie. A lot of these guys get paid off of how much money the movie makes. So yeah, as an actor, as someone who is earning his paycheck, I'm gonna do whatever movie is gonna pay me the most. So people can hate on him for jumping into the more family friendly shit, but that's what got his name out there, and that's what kept his career going. I feel like if he would have just stuck into like that 80s and early 90s comedy where they were all those, the R-rated, or he did his stand-up career and he stayed more towards the edgier stuff, I don't think he would have had the long career that he did.
And I agree, because after hits like Coming to America and all of that, like he had a downtime. Like nothing he was doing was fucking working. Nothing was fucking clicking. So once again, along came like Dr. Doolittle, Shrek, and movies of that nature. What's other shit? The cartoon Mulan. Yo, oh shit, yeah, the Nutty Professor. Like, yo, once that shit changed, like I said, man, I love Kevin Hart. No doubt about it. Like, if you're going to emulate anybody in their comedy world, it's, it has to be motherfucking Eddie Murphy. Like, Coming to America is iconic. The second one fucking sucked ass. They should just left that
That's
shit.
so great with sequels.
Man, look, they should have just left that motherfucking shit alone. But, once again, this is a comedy dude, a stand-up dude, Saturday Night Live, who turned into I would say an action star with fucking 48 hours. Like I said, like, yo, this dude did some phenomenal shit in Hollywood, but once again, he's often left off that list when you're talking about the Tom Cruises and the Will Smiths and all of that. We forget that Eddie set that motherfucking bar that high coming from a comedy show like SNL. Like,
right.
Like Rick said, and after a while, he transitioned to the more family-oriented, because, man got like 50 fucking kids and shit. But, it was time to grow. Then came like Dream Girls, and things of that nature. Like, yo, like, please, when you're thinking about great actors, please do not leave Eddie Murphy off that motherfucking list, because he did set the motherfucking, he set his own trail. Please stop this Eddie Murphy before I come and kick somebody in their motherfucking face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I said, look, man. Next up, where we go? Oh, Lord. Oh, boy. All right, this is where Rick and I both had to do a little bit of research and shit, because we quite didn't understand. So, first things first, I'm just going to leave it off with this.
Los Angeles Dodgers enter
and let this do the talking first of all.
Looking to erase the bitterness of losing in the divisional round of the MLB playoffs in 2022 and 2023. In the offseason, President of Baseball Operations Andrew Friedman set out to improve the roster and was able to sign the biggest name in free agency, Shohei Ohtani. Friedman followed.
Now, anybody don't know, we're talking about the damn Los Angeles Dodgers. If you're a baseball fan, even if you're not a baseball fan, there's no way in hell you don't know who the fuck the LA Dodgers are. So, George Lopez, another Team NBS writer, wrote an article, are the Dodgers World Series or bust in 2024? For the money that they spend, you're fucking right. They're like the fucking Lakers. The Lakers or the Celtics or the Yankees. Who in hockey has that back in the days it was like the Chicago Blackhawks or the Pittsburgh Penguins or the Boston Bruins. Like, those are certain teams that when they start the year, it's either win or we fucking suck. Like, their bar is no in between. Yeah, like, there's no in between. Like the Dodgers and the Yankees, there is no in between for them or their fan. Holy shit, their fan base. I have never been to LA, but I can imagine what it's like walking around with fucking Dodgers gear on. Like, everywhere you go, especially if you're a Crip or some shit, you rocking the fucking Dodgers hat. Like, I mean, like, now, I get what George is saying. World Series a bust because for the past couple of years, like, you've been paying big money and y'all have not brought the motherfucking, trophy home. Me personally, right now, the Dodgers and my Phillies are playing in a series. I believe the season series is 3-1 with the Phillies up. Sorry about that, George. Nothing personal, bro. But once again, y'all went across. Once again, I have not been to LA. I don't know if across the street, across the pond, or across the bridge. But y'all went and grabbed Ohtani from the Angels. To me, baseball is more than a one-person sport. But this motherfucker Ohtani, he can change the course of a fucking team. Yo, this dude is badass. Mm-hmm. He's worth every penny that the Dodgers paid for him. Worth every fucking penny. Now, the crazy part is he's only hitting because he can't pitch because, he had surgery. So what happens next year when he pitches? Now, I have to say this. Dodgers are I think they were at 66 wins? Like 66 and 35. Yeah, I'm just freestyling off the top of my motherfucking head. But y'all lost Mookie Betts. Your pitching rotation is, right now you're dealing with fucking injuries. And yet you're still fucking winning because Ohtani is on some other shit. Max Muncy, Hernandez brothers, they're not brothers, but you know what the fuck I mean. Who else we got? Freddie Freeman. I love that dude. They got a Will Smith. You got y'all must got a Fresh Prince on your team. But how y'all are a fucking letdown. Once again, George, I'm sorry. I know you're a fan, but the Dodgers are a fucking letdown. It's too much money being spent for y'all not to be winning. And I get it. Baseball is a $62 game season. You're going to go through stretches. But when y'all get to the postseason, you lay a fucking egg. And this is not a diss for George Lopez's article because he wrote a great fucking article. But he's just asking, if they don't win the World Series, is it considered a failure or not? What you think, Rick? World Series or bust?
I think it's hard to say, in my opinion, because at the end of the day, we've seen them spend money like this before. I think whoever is in charge of the Dodgers, I don't know off the top of my head. That's been a while since I paid attention to that much up the food chain for the Dodgers. But whoever is in charge seems to be trying to pull a George Steinbrenner with a deal money at it. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because everybody's like, well, the Yankees buy their championships. They buy their championships, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if that worked, everybody'd be doing it. Now they both teams have sort of paid to get the best players out there to try to get fans invested in the game, invested in the team. So if ticket sales are up, if they're winning more games, if they're making more money, I don't think it's, from an organizational standpoint, it's not considered a failure. But from the team itself, from the players' perspective, from the fans' perspective, you got to think of that as a failure. Like, why do we spend all this money to get the same results that we got last year? Did we go out and get the best players, or do we just throw money at the problem and say, wipe our hands clean of it? Like, they can't just sit here and just like, hey, this will work. It's funny because you tie it to the exact opposite problem. You remember the movie Moneyball and how all that came into play and how they tried to just statistically move around and get players that would advance each category, and that kind of thing is bigger into the sports world today, where analytics plays such a big part in how teams play the game and how they win and everything like that. But at the end of the day, if you go out and you spend this money because you have a goal of XYZ, and if you don't hit XYZ, that's a failure.
I agree. It's the same shit like you said. Steinbrenner, had to deal with Brian Cashman, with the Yankees. Like, hey, I don't want to say disrespect nobody. We are MLB. I live in the fucking Bronx. I know what the fuck the Yankees mean to the fucking to New York. Sorry, Mets. Mm-hmm. I mean, you guys are renting a section of New York. You don't own New York. New York belongs to the fucking Yankees. Plain and simple. The Dodgers, you have to win because you got to deal with the Lakers. Is at one point Gretzky and the LA Kings were kicking ass. So I understand, where George is coming from when he means the World Series of bust, because once again, you watch a team like the Phillies, do what they did. Then I think last season, it was the Arizona Diamondbacks that somehow made it to the fucking World Series. But yet the Dodgers was the ones constantly spending that money. But then you get to the motherfucking divisional round and shit, and you lay a fucking egg. So this year, you got Ohtani. Betts is coming back in about 2 weeks. Kershaw, matter of fact, I think he's on the mound tonight against the Phillies. Glasnow just pissed a fucking gym against my team last night. Fuck you, Glasgow. Glasnow, whatever the fuck your name is. Fuck you. Big fuck you 2 times. Now, Freddie Freeman, he was dealing with issues with his son. So the team rallied around him. So I kind of expected that win last night just because, it was more emotional. But don't let that shit happen again tonight, bro. Like Phillies, we need this motherfucking series win. Fuck the Dodgers. George, ain't nothing personal, bro. But, I'm a Phillies fan, but I do agree with you. It's World Series of bust. I feel that same way about my Phillies as well. Like, you spent the money, Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber. Like, it is World Series of bust for the Phillies, Dodgers, teams like the fucking Yankees, Baltimore, even the fucking Braves.
it seems like, and he's no longer there, but it seems like they've been going all in since the days Magic Johnson found his way into the organization. Now he's, I guess, no longer part of the organization, but like, I feel like that's when they really started throwing money around. But what have they had to show since? You know what I mean? So I get where a lot of fans would be like, "Oh, World Series or bust this year," because like, yo, we've spent the money before, it didn't work out. It seems like this year they went from like spending money to like spending all the money, every last penny they had to get it done.
But that's the thing with baseball, though. Like, you can pay a motherfucker whatever. You can pay it all the way down the fucking roster. Like, baseball, I don't know what they call hard cap, salary cap, whatever you want to call it in baseball. They need one. Because some of this money, like, if I can go back in time, I ain't gonna front. I would tell my parents, sell whatever you gotta sell. Find me a motherfucking baseball league as a little kid, put a bat in my hand, because these motherfuckers get paid money to hit a ball that they really can't fucking hit. I think it was Ted Williams. I think it was Ted Williams who said that shit. Like, hey, man, baseball like 90% fucking luck. Like, you got a ball coming at you 100 miles per hour. You swinging a little tiny ass bat. You may hit that bitch. You may not hit that motherfucker. Right. But once again, back to the original thing. Yeah, the World Series for the Dodgers. Yeah, it's a thing. Do I think they're gonna make it? No, because I'm a Phillies fan and I really think the Phillies are gonna stop. I mean, like, I'm just being honest. Like, I really do think the Phillies are gonna put another gonna piss y'all off again. I mean, that's just the way I see it. Atlanta, too many injuries. Acuna Jr. is out. I think Strider is out he's out for the year as well. But them two players is major for Atlanta. I think the Phillies can beat the fucking Dodgers in a 7-game series. I think that might be it as far as the National League. Once again, I'm biased as fuck. But I do think that the Phillies are the best team in the National League. So, George, I'm sorry, bro. It's going to be bust for y'all because y'all not getting past my motherfucking Phillies. I said that shit. What you going to do? Oh, we got another Rick article coming up.
Uh-oh.
Rick and his damn
Aside from the
fucking,
ones already in
I don't know what's up
production,
with Rick
the
and his
new
damn
DCU
real quick, though.
its first
But,
movie yet.
let Rick,
And the pessimistic
we're
fans
going to break
are
it down
already
for you real
complaining.
quick.
I get it. DC fans are passionate about these characters. They're mad that the MCU has made hit after hit, and DC can't catch a break. The studio has barely announced what they have in mind as far as the bigger picture, and already the fanboys are starting with, James Gunn is just going to bring in all his friends. Blah, blah, blah. It's not a great argument, but it's all they have. Aside from the...
All right, Rick. With that one, explain to the audience what you mean by, the pessimistic fans of DCU.
I don't even know if it's like the pessimistic fans from DCU. I don't know if it's the pessimistic fans from Marvel trashing on DCU, or I don't even know if it's the Zack Snyder fanboys that are just trashing the DCU going forward. Like, let's be honest. I think I've heard a lot of negativity out of the fan base or supposed fan base about, like, how many failures they've had, and it's another reboot and blah 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 and this, that, and the next thing. And like, bro, just enough is enough, dude. They haven't even debuted movie or show one, and y'all are already throwing shade. Like, for me personally, the guy that's running the ship, the guy that is starting with a fresh, clean slate, is the guy that made Guardians of the Galaxy what it is in the MCU. He made shows like Peacemaker that was absolutely hysterical. He made the Suicide Squad, the follow up to the original, even though he changed a lot, it really didn't have the same tie to it. He still had Margot Robbie, he still had some of the original actors, and that movie kind of redeemed the first one. It made people interested in these characters, and that, to me, is one of the things that he has been absolutely fantastic at. And then we had this conversation in my gaming chat the other day. When Guardians of the Galaxy came out, I don't know if you remember this, but I will still to this day call out anyone who said they thought that movie was going to be on the same level as the rest of the MCU. I remember hearing all of it. It's going to be Marvel's first flop. It's not going to do anything. Nobody knows anything about these characters. Nobody cares about these characters. And let's be honest, it's one of their more popular franchises in the entire run. The trilogy, the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, is close to the top in terms of overall story arc between all the movies. Okay, Iron Man is great, Captain America is great, but I think, Guardians of the Galaxy was right up there. So this guy has created that scenario with both Guardians of the Galaxy and that Suicide Squad movie, where these are lesser known characters that you cared about just as much as Iron Man and Captain America and, the Suicide Squad. They had Ratcatcher, who, like, nobody knows the Polka Dot Man, King Shark. Nobody outside of, like, diehard comic book fans knew who those characters were, and he made you invest in those characters. So why are you being so skeptic on what he has planned going forward just for the sake of it? Like, I don't understand that at all.
Hey, and you and I talked about this shit with DC, with the DCU, for a while. We knew change was needed, and it's not that I hate the DCU, because I love Arrow. We ain't even gonna talk about Smallville. Please don't get me started on that motherfucking show. Like, the fucking greatest superhero show fucking ever. But my issue with them was always that you're trying to make me like a character that's played by 30 different motherfuckers. Like, I love Batman, and I get it. Michael Keaton is 194 years old. He can't play Batman. I get it. I fucking get it. But you gave me Michael Keaton. Then you gave me fucking Val Kilmer. Then you gave me fucking George Clooney. Then you gave me fucking Christian. No, I forgot the other nigga name. The other guy. But you gave me like 8, and then you gave me the fucking Twilight dude. Like, first of all, great dude, great actor. I mean, I have nothing really bad to say about the fucking movie, but I just don't feel that I should be watching a vampire turn fucking Batman. I mean, you would think about it, bad shit, vampire. It would make perfect sense. But however, you can't make me like the same guy. Now we got Flash. We got the Flash, the TV show. Then we got Flash that was in the movies. We got 2 different motherfucking characters. We got 2 different actors playing the same character while the TV show is on and then the movie is out. So I'm like, which one do I fucking root for? Is it the movie guy or is it the was it Grant Austin? Am I saying his name correctly?
Grant Gustin with a G.
Yeah, that guy. So I'm like, damn, I don't know who to fucking like. Like, I remember watching Smallville. Everybody knows what Smallville thing. I hated the Green Arrow from Smallville. But the Stephen Amell dude, like, if they make a movie and don't put him in as fucking Green Arrow, I'm done with James Gunn. Like, I'm fucking done. Like, we have only had one fucking Wonder Woman, which is cool. Literally, we only had like one Aquaman and so forth and so forth. But I think what Gunn is doing, and I hate to say it because I'm not trying to make fun of nobody's shit, he has to bring a little bit of that Marvel shit to DC. Like, you have to tell the story. Like, The Last Flash. I love that movie. It was like, oh, that movie was crazy. No, that shit wasn't. That shit told a perfect fucking story for Flash. And I remember you hyped it up. You was like, yo, they're going to do the, I forgot what you called this shit. Flash forward or whatever the fuck that shit was that you called.
Flashpoint, yep.
Yeah, Flashpoint. Like, yo, I was like, what the fuck is Rick talking about? But watching the movie, you're like, oh shit, that was dope as hell.
Right.
So now we need more of that leading up to a big Infinity War moment where you got all the characters who stay the same fucking characters, but they're all fighting for something. We need a great storyline. That's where DC fucked up with me at.
Well, that is one of the biggest things that he's come out and said. As soon as they announced him and the other guy, I can't think of his name, who co-runs DC with him, that's what they said from the beginning. Like, we have this 10-year plan. And when we start this and we lay this out, the guy that's playing this in the movies is going to be the same guy playing him in the TV show. Is going to be the same guy playing it in this, that, and the next. It's going to be the consistent freaking character and actor throughout the whole shit. And I'm like, thank you, finally. Secondly, I think when it comes to his shit, he's a guy that seems to really dive into, and he seems like a guy that's read comics his whole life. And he's going to have more of the traditional, hopefully traditionally closer to the comic book accurate characters. And that's important to a lot of people. The biggest problem where you have with DC is, I will say this time and time again, they tried to make these characters likable by a widespread audience. Make them likable to the hardcore fans, and your hardcore fans will make everybody else like them.
Granted, like, look, man, at the end of the day, some shit you're going to hit on, some shit you're going to miss on. Like, and Rick knows, especially doing comic shit. Like, yo, okay, you movie fuckers, you comic guys, please understand this. Let's say you got a comic joint and we're basing the movie off that comic. Do you know it is like 100 fucking series comics, and a director and a writer are trying to tie in 100 comics into 2 hours? You know how fucking impossible that is? But then the comic guys are like, oh my God, they didn't stick to the original comics. Like, there's no way they could do that. It's just too much. You think when Stan Lee... Yeah, I'm sorry. You think when Stan Lee and them started writing comics, they said, man, I can't wait till the motherfucking movie come out. Like, no, bro. That's not what they was thinking. So you got a guy reading 100 comics, and they got to put in their own words in the script, and yet just tie everything together perfectly, because one comic series leads to another comic series. You can't tie everything, and it's impossible. That's all I got to say.
Well, on top of that, I think it's funny that, like, and unless they're major changes, which I can't stand when they change major things about the story arcs, but little stuff along the way, I totally understand. Because first and foremost, artistic integrity. You're going to tell the story the best way you know how to do it. And if you're directing the film and you're shooting the scene and the scene ain't working, guess what? You're not keeping that film or scene in the film. That your job is to make a consistent story that plays out for the 2 hour runtime or 2.5 hour runtime that you have. Secondly, it's based on the comic book. People forget that based on.
Thank you.
And it is not the same as just creating a live action version of that story. It is based on these stories.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
You could look at Infinity War and the Endgame and all that, and I guarantee you could go back into those movies that everybody loved and they were top of the box office, and there's shit that they changed.
Yeah, you have to change that, because for one, these comics were written fucking decades ago. Like shit, like dude, comic fans, look, I respect y'all. I probably read maybe 10 comics in my whole motherfucking life. And Rick, I think when I first met Rick, I wasn't into like none of the Avengers shit, none of the fucking DC, the Green Arrow. I wasn't into none of that shit. I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. I think I got into it with Green Arrow because Rick tried to get me to watch Flash. I could not get into that shit because I was like, yo, first of all, this motherfucker can't fight. All he do is run around and knock people, off their motherfucker. I'm like, dude, like, he ain't kicking nobody ass. Now, this nigga Green Arrow, he's getting motherfuckers with the arrow and shit, fucking niggas. Like, yo, like, now this shit I can fucking get into.
Scenes in it.
Man, I'm like, look, that man fucking Ra's al Ghul, like, they getting in. He getting stabbed and shit. I'm like, ain't nobody stabbing motherfucking Flash. They can't catch the little motherfucker. But no, but over the years, I have grown to, love DC shows. Once again, we are going to have to do an episode on Smallville. Rick, I don't think, have you watched Smallville?
I started Smallville. I think I got about 4 or 5 episodes in.
You see that shit? Y'all hear that, right? Rick has not fucking watched Smallville yet. Like,
throw me right under the bus for that one. And I'll be honest with you, everybody has their starting point for where these superhero shows kind of took off and these movies took off. A lot of people credit Blade with it. A lot of people credit Smallville with it. But both great in their own mind or in their own rights. And I know it's towards the top, and it probably where a lot of this kicked off to the broader audience. So it's on the list. It really is.
But the crazy part about it is that times have changed, and what we see now, you might go back and watch Marvel and be like, you know what? Everything's corny about it. But 15 fucking years ago,
right,
it was top of the line storytelling. It was top of the line fucking special effects. Now you might be like, oh man, this shit corny as fuck. But
yeah,
I mean,
it's kind of like the old Facebook meme when like they show a video game from like a PS2 and we thought it was the greatest graphics ever.
Hell yeah. I suggest like Smallville is, Smallville is just shit for me. First time I probably seen the Justice League besides, the cartoons I watched when I was fucking younger. And I love it because we can't say Superman, the Clark Kent and fucking Lex Luthor relationship. This was, it started when they were fucking teenagers. Well, Lex was a little older, but it started, Smallville took it from their teenage years. So you get to see the motherfuckers be like friends, then brothers. Then you watch them become fucking enemies. Like, dude, that shit is so fucking dope, yo.
Right. It adds that personalization to the storyline.
And then, I love Gene Hackman. But Michael Rosenbaum, there's never, like, if you're going to do a Lex Luthor, if you cast anybody but him, I'm going to shoot you.
Oh, speaking of which, now we're talking about Lex Luthor, and that's one of the characters that I think that the DCEU, the Zack Snyder universe, if you will, got completely wrong. No offense to the guy that played him, can't think of his name off the top of my head. He did a good job for the way the story was written for him, but he did not seem like Lex Luthor to me. He seemed more of like, I would say he would have been a much better version of the Riddler, that smart, intelligent, calculating guy. But I feel like they definitely dropped the ball on that one. And again, this is where I've said for years and years and years that DC is just like missing out on it. They seem like they miscast a lot of people. Like, I feel like there's roles for them that they would fit better in, but like Warner Brothers, DC, whoever you want to say is in charge, cast whoever is the most popular person in Hollywood at the time. You know what I mean? Like they just want to get people that's going to be a draw. They don't want to be the person that might be the best for the role or the best character fit. So in another grossly a thing that will sway people the most is when it comes to DC versus Marvel, and I say this for years and years and years, the reason that Marvel had such a leg up on the competition when it comes to the MCU is if you take a look at the Marvel movies, there's nothing to compare them to. You know what I mean? They didn't do these characters before. They didn't have these long-running series, these characters that comic book people loved them, but nobody played Iron Man before. Nobody played the only one I think you saw was the Hulk and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We didn't see Captain America. We didn't see Thor. DC has had Batman, and you're always going to compare Batman. You're going to go all the way back to Michael Keaton. When you think about the Joker, you're thinking of Jack Nicholson along the way, and these great characters. You're going to Heath Ledger. You know what I mean? DC has had that starting point where you had something to compare it to. So when they make these movies, now you're saying, is this guy going to be better than Heath Ledger's Joker? Is this guy going to be better than Jack Nicholson's Joker? Is he going to be better than Michael Keaton? And that's the hard part, because people will always have their favorites, so they're not really accepting of the new shit.
I agree. Once again, if you're just tuning in, this is a week where we breaking down articles written on the Daily Culture and also Team MBS Media. Articles written by myself and Rick, and then other guy, other writers. One of the guys that we always see here, Steve Rogers. First of all, before I forget, y'all know who Steve is. Y'all watched him last week with the damn Captain America mask and shit. He's a Vikings writer. Does anything Minnesota. Even though that their whole team, everything about that city, their whole team sucks pretty much. And I'm pretty sure Steve's in the comments right now, cursing me out. I'm not even gonna click the motherfucking comment section because I can just imagine what the fuck he's saying right now. However, I do want to say this, let everybody know. Steve just had his first. Steve and his, his lady just had their first baby the other day. I think it was yesterday, as a matter of fact. Steve, if I'm not mistaken. Steve is a brand new father for the first time, so you want to give a big shout out to Steve. Congrats, brother. Congrats. When you come back on the show, please keep that Minnesota shit, to yourself. Nobody want to hear about your damn team. But now, in honor of Steve, we're going to end the show with an article that Steve wrote. We want to end the show with this article because, to me, it is one of my favorite articles. It's a good topic, so we're going to end the article with that. It is a hip-hop based article, so if you love hip-hop, please stay tuned for that. That is our last article. That's what we're going to end the show on. Let me go to the comments and see what smart-ass Steve probably had to say. So I don't even see. There we go. What the hell? No, he ain't saying nothing smart. Oh shit, Steve, I'm so bad. Okay. Now, I was also told of some things that I don't do. So since we are talking about articles, we're going to run a little quick promo ad for head over to teammbsmedia.com for your content. You can head over to thedailyculture.com for any more content. Like, hey, look, we got you covered from sports, entertainment, lifestyle. Look, we talk politics, we talk sex. I read some crazy sex. Oh my fucking God. I read the shit that Google was like, yo, we cannot post this. Literally, I have gotten a fucking email from Google and said, yo, we cannot post this. Like, they cannot put it on their Google page. I ain't gonna tell you what the article was. Like, it was some freaky shit. I don't know if Rick remember that shit. I remember getting an article. Google was like, yo, we cannot put this. I'm like, how did fucking Google tell me what you cannot put, what they cannot put on it? It's fucking Google. Like, if I go to Google right now and type in porn, all kind of shit pop up. So I'm like, what did I say in my article that made y'all, pinch y'all titties and y'all say y'all cannot put? Now, look. The article is about anal sex. I'm sorry, any kids listening, you shouldn't be listening to the show to begin with. But somehow, when I posted that bitch, I got an email that says this is not allowed. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I didn't know Google could do that, son. So that just made me do. It just made me write more. Like, you don't want to post it, don't post it. It's not gonna stop me from writing. But yeah, that was the first time I have ever witnessed like posting an article and Google sending an email saying this article is not allowed on Google. And mind you, Facebook banned it as well. Like, I've been banned it for some articles. Hey, motherfucking Google, yo, fuck you, Google. Like, real shit. Like, the motherfuckers, they sent me a fucking email, yo. I was like, wow, Google was wild, yo. It was about anal sex. Like, come on, dude. You can Google that shit on the fucking internet. But this was like fucking 7, 8 years ago. So I guess, times have changed and shit. But yeah, that was some wild shit. There's a fucking article about anal sex. What the fuck?
Y'all getting mad over words over here.
Yeah, y'all getting mad over that shit.
I don't even like you showed anything, bro. Like,
I was like, yo, man, motherfuck Google, yo. Google was wilding with that shit. I didn't know Google could do that shit, though. Just say email a motherfucker. I'm like, damn, I got an email from Google, yo. Look at this shit. We cannot post your article in the Google search. Fuck.
Yeah, Mark was the first one to break the internet.
Yeah, pretty. Man, look. Maybe one day I'm gonna go into. I think I still got them shits in the archives and shit. Like I told you, one day we're gonna have like a really grown up fucking conversation. Like like my man said in the movie program. Let's put the women and the kids to bed and go looking for fucking dinner. We're gonna have one of those conversations, and I'm gonna break those articles out, yo. It's about sex at the workplace, some anal sex shit. It's about all kinds of shit. Look,
I'm gonna put the parental advisory on right before we go on the air. Though.
Man, look, you can only write about shit you experience in life. Look, man, we all adults here. I experienced some crazy shit, so why not fucking write about it? Anyway,
right.
Anyway, on to the
worried about it anyway.
Oh, fuck. This subject. Oh yeah. I really want to touch on this subject because this shit right here is a touchy one. All right. I wrote an article a couple of weeks ago called "Big Contract for Quarterbacks with No Wins." And I don't. If we gonna hurt somebody's feelings, fuck it. We gonna hurt somebody's fucking feelings. I don't have the numbers in front of me, so once again, I'm a freestyle. If you got the numbers in front of you, please drop them in the chat, and I can get the numbers right. If not, who gives a fuck? You know the fuck I mean. Once again, me and Google, we're not fucking friends. What I mean by that is, every year, quarterbacks seem to set the market as far as contracts go. Every year, there's a quarterback that becomes the highest paid fucking quarterback in NFL fucking history. And then the next week, another quarterback becomes the highest paid player. And then the next week, another quarterback. This all season, we seen Tua get his money. Who got their money after Tua?
Jordan Love.
Jordan fucking Love is the highest paid player, highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Let me rephrase that. Rewind it back. He's the highest paid player in NFL history. No, I did not say Tom Brady. I did not say Tom Brady's fucking retired. My bad. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Prescott. I said Jordan fucking Love is the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. Not this season. History. This motherfucker has only played in his career like what, 18 fucking total games or 20 total fucking games? And yet he's the highest paid quarterback in NFL. Rick, how the fuck does that happen?
Listen, I'm still scratching my head because I knew Tua was getting paid. And I knew they weren't going to make him the highest paid quarterback because they got way too many players to pay as it is. And then Green Bay snuck in and said this dude who had like an 8-game stretch on the whole season where he was playing above average football. I wouldn't even say great football. I would say he was playing above average football. He was rallying his team to win. Was he doing anything special? I don't think so. See, that's how you know that he wasn't, because you feel like you would remember that shit.
Yeah.
He had some good games, let's be honest, but like, was he climbing the charts? Was he blowing the top off of defenses? Like, was he making the big, exciting, explosive plays, play in and play out like someone like Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson would do? And I don't think he was. I think he did enough to win football games, and maybe that's what they paid him off on. Maybe they think he's going to win football. But Green Bay, you got to remember, Green Bay has had what? 3 quarterbacks in the past 2 decades, 4 quarterbacks in the past 2 decades.
Facts.
They don't they haven't had to suffer through the years where they had, a 4 and 5 win season to have a real bar for how good or how great guys could be.
You got
what I mean?
Like, you got a point there. Yeah.
So they're going to back that Brinks up for anybody who shows a little bit of promise.
But it the highest in fucking history, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's like I wrote an article, and once again, y'all fans, y'all can disagree with me all the fuck y'all want. I'm sorry, my dude. Unless you are above Patrick fucking Mahomes, you should not be making more money than this dude. Unless Mahomes say, you know what, I'm gonna take less so my team could do more. But there's no way as a fucking GM, I'm going to go and call Jordan Love's agent and be like, you know what? I want to make this motherfucker the highest paid player in the fucking NFL history. Knowing you ain't won me shit. Dude, you ain't get me a motherfucking ring yet. So, like, and they asked Mahomes, they're like, yo, how you feel? Mahomes said, yo, I don't feel I'm underpaid. What the fuck else is he supposed to say? Like, Tom Brady's an asshole. That's why I fucked with Tom or Aaron Rodgers. He's like, fuck no, he shouldn't be making more than me. Facts, y'all shouldn't. Jalen Hurts, I'm an Eagles fan. Granted, dude, you ain't won no fucking ring either. Prescott, you know what? Lord, Lord, please. Greg, if you listening, I'm sorry. And all you Cowboys fans, like if y'all want to fight, y'all can pull up. I'll put my address up on on the fucking screen. Let me tell you something. By the beginning of the season, or somewhere in the middle, or even next year, Dak Prescott will be the highest paid player in NFL fucking history. No doubt about that. Because that's how the quarterback thing goes. Like no one is really going under. Like, yeah, he's the highest. Let me go under so he can remain the highest. No, the bar gonna keep rising. Dak Prescott is next in line for his motherfucking contract extension. We know that. Jerry Jones got deep pockets. He's going to give him his fucking money, but I think he's kind of waiting to see if he's going to win a fucking playoff game first. I mean, that's my honest fucking opinion. Now, he's going to be the highest paid player in NFL history. Now, what I mean by the article is quarterbacks with no wins. Lamar Jackson, you don't have a motherfucking ring. Jalen Hurts, you don't have a motherfucking ring. Tua, you don't have a motherfucking ring. Jordan Love, you don't have a fucking ring. Daniel Jones, you don't have a fucking ring. Dak Prescott, you don't have a motherfucking ring. All you quarterbacks with no rings is making more money than the quarterback out here with 3 to 4 fucking rings. Like Mahomes, if I'm going to start a team, I'm picking Mahomes. If I'm going to pay somebody $60 million a year, it's going to be that motherfucker. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I've had this conversation. You and I have had this conversation. I think we would have one on this podcast. Like championships aren't all that matters in the long run. You pay guys for championships, absolutely. But I feel like you can pay a guy if he's leading, if he's leading the team and win, to a 10-win season consistently. You can pay a guy if he's leading the league in yards and if he's doing his part. If the team falls apart and they always put the blame on the quarterback, but if the team doesn't make it and the team breaks down at the end of the year, you could blame the coach, you can blame the defense, you could blame this, that, and the other thing. So you're always going to pay your guys. But to your point, if he ain't a leader statistically, he ain't a leader in wins, he ain't leading them to the Super Bowl, why are you paying him better than the next guy who is?
And once again, it's not completely off subject, but it kind of is at the same time. We had this discussion yesterday regarding Eli Manning in the fucking Hall of Fame. And we brought up Troy Aikman. Once again, for you Cowboys fans, it's not my motherfucking fault. Like all this shit keep getting dumped on y'all fucking lap. Like really look at y'all franchise. Fucking boy, Lord have mercy. Look, the question was, hey, like Eli Manning is up for the Hall of Fame. Should he get in? Hell yeah, he should get into the fucking Hall of Fame. But yet cats are like, oh my God, not fucking Eli Manning. Oh no, Eli Manning was fucking terrible. But yet Troy Aikman is in the motherfucking Hall of Fame. Eli Manning is what, 10th all time in fucking passing yards?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you like when y'all think of Eli Manning, y'all so busy trying to compare him to what his brother did. You're forgetting that this motherfucker beat 2 of the best fucking teams that the NFL has ever thrown out there. Teams could not beat the fucking Patriots. This nigga did it twice.
I want to jump in on that because I've heard the conversation circle around the defense won, blah blah blah. I'm like, listen, if you could make that claim, but you can't make that claim twice. And I'm going to say that because at the end of the day, Eli Manning is not only 10th in yards, and people could say, oh well, he threw more passes because he was the Giants were losing. No. Eli Manning is also 13th all-time in total wins by a quarterback. Like, stop trying to throw dirt on this man's name. If his name was Eli Smith and he played for the freaking Arizona Cardinals, he'd be considered their greatest quarterback of all time. But because he's a Manning and because he plays for the New York Giants and the New York media loves to trash their players that aren't the top-tier players, y'all think he's worse than he actually is.
Look, man... And to Rick's point, like I said, oh, look at the defense, Michael Strahan and the rest of these kids. Hey, the helmet catch. We could talk about that. Oh, that was luck. What y'all focus on is the catch. Wind it back and focus on the escape that Eli Manning did to get that fucking pass off. What you focus on is the shit that caught the helmet, but you missed the point where Eli was fucking jucking and jiving them dudes to even get the fucking playoffs. Any other quarterback might not have. Jordan Love probably took the motherfucking sack. Eli did not take the motherfucking sack. Yes, he threw the ball up. The receiver caught it. But what's any different than, Minnesota doing it with motherfucking Stephon did? Like, what is any, like you said, because it's Eli fucking Manning, you want to make it something that it's not. Fuck Troy Aikman. You got rings. Once again, the era was different. Like, there was free agency, but it wasn't what it was. Like, the 49ers and the Cowboys back in the 90s were stacked. We're talking Charles Helly, motherfucking Deion. Like, the team was stacked. But you had the NFL leading rusher, Emmitt fucking Smith. You had one of the greatest wide receivers ever, Michael fucking Irvin. I forgot the other kid on the other side of Irving. What the fuck? Alvin Harper. Fucking Jay Novacek. Who the fuck was the Cowboys fullback? Oh my God. The dude who does commentary now.
Johnson. Daryl Johnson, right?
Daryl Johnson. You had Moose. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, dude, that team was fucking stacked. All Aikman had to do was not fuck up. Aikman, right. I think Aikman got 250 touchdowns, but the motherfucker got 230 fucking interceptions. And someone sitting here telling me, oh my God, he's better than Eli. He deserves the Hall of Fame. How? You are a subpar fucking quarterback. You want those fuck man. Look, man.
I'm gonna jump in here because I'm on Steve's point, and this is the argument that people always make. Everybody says it's a different time now. Quarterbacks are throwing more. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna point this out because I did a little bit of digging because that's what I do. When you take a look at Eli Manning's stats, Eli Manning has thrown roughly 200 passes less than Dan Marino. And Dan Marino damn sure deserves the Hall of Fame. He never had a 1,000-yard rusher, so he threw the ball a lot.
Oh, hell yeah.
Eli Manning has thrown the ball 200 times less than the legendary Dan Marino, first ballot Hall of Famer, and only has one less season and 4,000 less yards than Dan Marino. That's a season's worth. So when you dig into that rabbit hole and you go down this little spiral staircase, like, oh, quarterbacks are throwing more. Dan Marino threw the shit out of a football and still only has 4,000 yards more than Eli Manning.
All right.
So on top of that, I'm going to look it up too because I saved this because I didn't know how close they were in.
Yo, shit, I didn't even know that.
Well, that's just it. And he says completion percentage. Dan Marino had just shy of 60% completion percentage. Eli Manning, I'm not saying he's a better quarterback as a Dolphin.
Oh no, hell no.
But his completion percentage was 60.3 or 60.1, where Marino's was 59.3. So I'm not even claiming Eli Manning is a first ballot Hall of Famer. It's going to depend largely on who's up in that class that year. But I definitely, by the time his voting is over, by the time his run his eligibility is over, he will be a Hall of Famer. You mark my words.
Look, I and I ain't gonna front. Of course, as an Eagles fan, like man, fuck Eli Manning, like real shit. But then once again, it's like you don't appreciate shit until I guess the player leaves the league, and you just really start to look at their game and look at their stats. You're like, God damn, he really did all of that shit. I was so busy hating the motherfucker that I really never paid attention that Eli was actually putting in some motherfucking work, but he played on trash teams. Like the Giants, you can't really say, hey, yeah, y'all really won the NFC East this season. Like they came from like fucking wild card teams and won a fucking Super Bowls and shit, man.
Right. And everybody can make the point, and I think it's wild to me that okay, yeah, you played for the Giants, and everybody hates the Giants, and the Eagles and the Cowboys, and that's a tough division. But when you look at what Eli accomplished against not only against those teams, so you were 13th all times in wins, and you played the teams that were great like the Cowboys, and you played the teams that were great like the Eagles, and then you look at his game, and over his career, how many times you're a fantasy football guy? How many times did you have a Giants wide receiver on your roster and the dude was lost for the fucking season? You know what I mean?
Maybe Odell back then.
Every single year, I don't think the Giants won a full season with a healthy receiver.
Yeah, he did. He we did like Mario Manningham, and they had some motherfucking bums. And once again, you don't appreciate it until you look at his stats. You like, God damn, Eli was fucking balling.
Right.
But the media just it was another Manning in the NFL. Even watching the fucking documentary with
Hard Knocks.
Yeah. No. Oh, I didn't watch that one. The documentary with the Patriots.
Yeah, Dynasty.
Let me tell you, if Tom Brady hates one player in the fucking NFL, it's fucking Eli fucking Manning. Like those teams that he beat were supposed to be unstoppable. I think one year was the undefeated season. Like no one was supposed to stop that. Oh, but defense did this. Yo, nah. If you're gonna give Tom Brady his props, because Tom Brady played with some not bad meaning good defenses, give the same props to fucking Eli fucking Manning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Brady took his team to victory the same way Manning went to the I think Manning is 2-0 in the fucking Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shit, you were talking about Jordan 6-0. Manning fucking 2-0. How many players consider they are undefeated in the fucking Super Bowl over 2 games or more? Like, I mean, look, get a man his motherfucking Hall of Fame jacket, his motherfucking bus. If you got cats like motherfucking Troy Aikman in the motherfucking like, I don't know how the fuck Troy Aikman got because of the rings. Like, that's a player that you can look at and say he's in because he won 3 fucking rings. I think it was 3.
Yep.
Yeah. And yeah, that's why he's in the fucking league. Because if you take the rings away, you're Trent fucking Dilfer, yo. Like you're I'm fucking sorry. You're nobody.
Right.
So, that's and that ties into like all these quarterbacks making all this, all this money. Like the Jordan Love shit. I love Tua, Alabama, Roll Tide all day long. But the Jordan Love shit threw me for a fucking loop when the news was announced that he's the highest paid quarterback in fucking NFL history. Not this season, not last year, but in fucking NFL history. I hope they don't live to regret this motherfucking deal.
I gotta throw my defensive Tua in there since
here we go with this defensive Tua shit.
Look at before, I would say, let's say up until December, we forget that the Dolphins were the 1 seed in the NFL. You know what I mean? They were leading the NFL, although they didn't really play anybody. This is a fucking professional football league.
Yeah, I hate that I hate that shit right there. That's the dumbest shit ever.
Right. And so now you're looking at they were unstoppable. They put up 70 on the fucking Broncos, dude, at ease. They could have easily probably done 80, 100 fucking points that game. But they took their foot off the gas pedal. Miami was rolling, and they paid Tua like he had that kind of season. I'll give him an asterisk on that one. If he can go out and he can win a couple playoff games this year, if he can get him in the divisional or the championship game, if he can get him to the Super Bowl, it'll be worth every penny. But in the same boat, you ain't getting paid like that and not fucking doing something, because the fans will turn on you quicker than they already have. Well, some of them have.
Hey, look, man. Tua, we can say that about any fucking player in any fucking sport. A healthy blah 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 blah. No doubt about it. Tua is a fucking quarterback's quarterback. Sometimes I look at him playing, I'm like, how the fuck? Now, they can say, oh, well, he got Tyreek Hill, he got Jalen Waddle. First of all, him and Jalen Waddle, we already know their chemistry. Like, we already know their chemistry. Tyreek Hill, and for you fuckers out here, please know this. Patrick Mahomes did not make Tyreek Hill, because Tyreek Hill is still doing Tyreek Hill shit for the past 2 seasons with another motherfucking team. So please stop the bullshit. Tua did not make Tyreek Hill. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm tired of as a Dolphins fan. I got to because look at you watch ESPN, you watch Fox Sports, you watch all these fucking talking figureheads go, oh, the only reason Tua is doing what he's doing because he got Tyreek Hill, blah blah blah. You can't tell me that Brady didn't have his receivers. You can't tell me that Peyton Manning didn't have his receivers in Denver and in Indianapolis. You can't tell me Joe Montana didn't have fucking Jerry Rice. Like, let's stop playing games like every great quarterback didn't have a great receiver. Stop with the bullshit.
Facts. Like man, I respect the hell out of Tua's game, especially with the injuries. He's bounced back. And once again, for me, it's roll tide. But me, I want to see some victories. I want to see some AFC champ. Like, okay, win a Super Bowl. That's hard as fuck. I don't give a fuck. Oh shit. Oh my bad. You know what? Rick, my bad. I apologize.
24 years, bro. 24 years they have not won a playoff game.
Me and Rick got this running joke, right? That anytime the Eagles and the fucking Dolphins make a trade, it kind of always benefit the motherfucking Eagles. Like, who was it? Jay Ajayi, right? Like, when we got him, I was like, oh, shit.
I was hurting.
Fuck around. We won the damn Super Bowl with this motherfucking shit. So anytime the Eagles and the fucking Dolphins make a trade, I get excited because I'm thinking, oh, shit, we about to do another Super Bowl run. And I'm sorry, Rick. I'm sorry, yo. Fuck you, Dolphins. Hey, fucking Super Bowl.
Yo, Hootie and the Blowfish is right, man. The Dolphins make me cry too. It's terrible.
Oh my God, my bad. I apologize. I'm sorry, but you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day,
trauma, man.
Like on the real, like some of these quarterbacks do deserve the money because, and they're like, oh my God, it's so much money. But you got to think where the league is at now, man. Like this, revenue is up. It's fucking crazy. These TV deals are fucking crazy. The stadiums are filled every fucking week. They playing games overseas in fucking London and fucking Mexico. And I forgot where they going to Ireland or some shit like yo, dude, the league is making money. The teams are making money. Therefore, you have to pay the players. The same thing as your regular job. If your regular job starts making a fucking profit, who's going to benefit? The workers. So when you're seeing these contracts that's astronomical, we can't get too mad. I'm just mad at the players who getting the motherfucking contracts, like a Jordan Love. Motherfucker, you ain't done shit, bruh. I can go in and have a Jordan Love season. You going to give me $60 motherfucking million a year?
Listen, I'm gonna be pissed, and I'm gonna piss off some Packers fans here saying this, but like, bro, and we talked about this in the chat. Is how did they not pay Aaron Rodgers, who is arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the league today, but they gave all that money to fucking Jordan Love? Like, here you go.
Or Devontae Adams. They didn't pay Devontae either.
Right. You decided Jordan Love was the guy you want to build around, not the two guys that were doing it for you, not the two guys that had you winning, not the two guys that had you in the playoffs every year. Well, not every year, but pretty damn close.
Well, that's also what happens when you beat the Cowboys in the playoffs too. You fucking bums.
Listen, if beating the Cowboys got you paid, everybody in the NFL would be rich.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to play this back for Greg. He gonna block us. Greg ain't never coming back on the motherfucking Man podcast. No,
start his own podcast just trashing
us. Like for real, even like Jordan Love, I do give you your props because going into the season, even into the middle of the season, there were questions about you, like whether you were going to start, whether they was going to bench you. But then the second half he showed up. Now I don't know if the second half equates to $55 million a year. Like once again, I don't run your motherfucking books. I just don't think that this dude should be not just the highest paid player in NFL history, highest paid quarterback in NFL history. Well, you shouldn't be on a list of the highest paid quarterbacks this fucking season. But, it's something, you know what, we're not even going to talk like that because, I want everybody to prosper, do good. Only when you just don't play, when you play the Eagles, then I want you to throw 8 interceptions and shit. But, I want everybody to get their motherfucking money. Facts, everybody but Prescott. But other than that, it's all good. Anyway, on to the next motherfucking subject. We on this motherfucker for a nice minute of this shit. What? All right. See, this whole sports shit is been go crazy. All right. I think that's the last of our sports topics and shit. So we got some other interesting topics coming up. Oh my God, this relationship one. Oh, this one gonna be crazy right here. That's why I picked this one, Rick. I love the topic of the relationship article. All right. So anyway, since we talked about the motherfucking DCU, of course, it's only right if we bring up, the motherfucking MCU. Rick did an article called "The Amount of Shows Didn't Hurt Interest." Rick, what do you mean by that?
The Disney, I think he's the CEO, Bob Iger, gets on, does an interview. He said, the reason people lost interest in the MCU and the MCU shows was the amount of shows that we put out there. Bro, I am going to emphatically say it wasn't the amount of shows you put out there. It was the quality of the shows you put out there. I do not give a shit if you make 100 shows and you can make 100 shows interesting. I'm going to tune into 100 shows. If you make 8 shows and 7 of them suck, I'm going to tune into one that doesn't suck. It doesn't matter whether you tie them all together, they stand independently. If you make these shows and the writing sucks and you don't have me invested in the characters and you don't have me invested in the story, I don't give a shit. I don't care how many you put out. If they suck, they suck.
Ah, damn, Rick. Shit. I mean, I could have said the best. Everybody know me. As long as you've been watching the show and listening to me, I am MCU all the way. Fuck DC. I'm saying I am MCU all the way. I fucking hated She-Hulk. She-Hulk can suck a She-Hulk. Look, bruh. I fucking hated that movie. Like, she's like the Green Flash. She can't run, but I'm like, you can't fight either. Like, she's like, and you just throw somebody like, get the fuck out of here. You're nothing like your cousin. You ain't gangster. Then she went around and fucked Daredevil. I'm like, now they got like a red and green thing. Like, there's too much shit going on. Like, too much. She's twerking. It was just too much. Like, it was a big ass fucking joke to me. What's that other shit? Moon Knight. I didn't watch that shit. It's very rare that I do not watch a Marvel show. I did not watch that shit. I'm sorry. Fuck that.
Which is sad because that was one of the better ones.
Yeah?
I mean, it's a very low bar, but it was one of their better ones.
Oh shit! All right, well then I need to write that on my list to watch that.
So,
and
I might offend people saying this, the big comic book fans, but to me, Moon Knight almost seemed like Marvel's version of Batman. I know they have their differences. Don't come for me like that. I know that it's a different story. Blah blah blah. Comparatively speaking, the characters are similar in their overall story arc, in the ways that they're very much alike. I don't even know how to phrase it, but I'm not the first and only one to make those comparisons. So that was one of the ones that I enjoyed, and that was one of the ones I'm like, shit, I need a second season. But some of the other ones along the way, a lot of the stuff they did it didn't seem like they put a lot of effort into it. It seems like they were just making filler in between the movies. You know what I mean? And then they're just not. They're not what people want. If you're gonna develop these characters, then write them their own story, make them stand on their own 2 fucking feet, and make them something that people can invest in.
I fucking agree. Like I said, I wasn't feeling some of this shit. I didn't even attempt to even turn some of this shit on. I wasn't even a big fan of the Loki shit. Motherfuckers love the Loki shit. I'm like,
I love Loki.
I'm sorry. I'm just like, yo. My thing with the Loki shit is like, motherfucking, it's like the Darth Vader shit. Like, yo, he's this badass villain. Then y'all bringing him down. Now you want to make the motherfucker likable and shit. I'm like, oh, first of all, I want to see badass Loki. Like the Loki who just didn't give a fuck. The Loki who tried to sneak kill fucking Thanos and shit. And then got a whole fucking neck snap. That was some gangster shit. Like, that's the Loki I want. This motherfucking happy-go-lucky Loki trying to save everybody. I'm like, this ain't you, bro. Yeah. Go kill some shit. But
they do a great job, and I don't know if you watched. Did you watch the season 2 finale of that show?
Yeah, when he became the Tom nigga.
Yeah. So I feel like they did a good job. But again, that was another thing that even though you liked the character and even though you kind of were invested in the character, you tried to tie it into the bigger overall movie arc, and you didn't stand on what people enjoyed about the character.
All right, Loki. I let you ride it out. Rick gave you a pass and shit. Cool. But getting back and like you're saying, it was just maybe it was overkill because of their big ass database of fucking heroes that you trying to some shit you can just leave out. The She-Hulk shit, I swear, I don't know what the fuck y'all were thinking with that one. Like she's gonna be a new Avenger. Why? Miss Marvel, I'm sorry. I am fucking sorry. The little girl is like 10 years old, going around trying to save the world. Like, go get some cookies and milk. Like, little girl. I mean, it was more singing, and I'm like, no. Now, the Scarlet Witch show, I fucking love. I love the concept of it. I just love how they did that. But then it's like after that, everything went downhill for me. I'm sorry, Miss Marvel. I know this got nothing to do with women's rights or none of that shit. That show was just fucking terrible, yo. Then she was in a movie with she was just fucking terrible. She's gonna be part of the Young Avengers. Now, Hawkeye, I love that motherfucking show. Hawkeye was a shit. I fucks with that. Yeah, Kate Bishop. Yeah, good tie-in. But the whole Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, I didn't watch Moon Knight, and I'm pretty sure it's some other shit that they put on the fucking air. That's how much. I haven't watched either season of What If. I have not watched. It's something about me and cartoons, bro. Now the X-Men 97. That's a little different because that's the shit I grew up on. Yeah, I grew up, and I remember when it first came on. I was like, Rick, I really don't fuck with cartoons like that.
Yep.
But that shit is that I grew up on. So I'm like, you know what? Let me give this shit a try. The first episode, I fell asleep on. I was like, man, I don't know about this motherfucking shit. And then this chick had a baby. I was like, wait a minute, they having sex in the fucking cartoons now and shit? I was like, oh, this might be a little different. I was like, yo.
You got blocked on Google again.
I was like, yo, this chick had a baby? I was like, oh, shit. And then they had like 2 genes. I was like, oh, nigga, I'm sold. I'm like, oh, shit, I'm sold as fuck. But no. X-Men 97, that was, I call that a new era of Marvel. Because now they're using new characters and shit, but that She-Hulk shit and the fucking Miss Marvel shit and that Loki shit, I'm with you on that. I'm just not feeling that shit, Rick.
Oh, but boy, are they bringing Daredevil back? And I'm invested.
Now hold on now, brother. Nobody. Wait a minute, hold on. Is that in the comment shit? Make sure nobody's trying to diss Daredevil, because I will fly to whoever said that shit. I'm trying to open up the comment right now and shit. Wait, I must have seen something. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell? Julio, you talking about Tulsa King? Hold on. Well, first of all, Julio, this how we always get off topic and shit. You know what I'm saying? We talking about motherfucking MCU. Now, Tulsa King is my shit. Like, if y'all haven't watched fucking Tulsa King with Stallone, like he's some fucking retired, well not retired, but he got exiled to fucking Arizona. He's like some New York gangster and shit. He goes to Arizona. I think it's Arizona. I believe it's fucking. I could be wrong. No, Tulsa. What fuck? What's Tulsa? Oklahoma? What? I don't know what the fuck Tulsa at.
Yes.
Yeah, wherever the fuck is that. But the show was funny as shit. The show was fucking good. Stallone is a fucking genius, yo. See, Julio, you got me. We talking about the MCU, but you bring up damn Tulsa King. Now you got me all excited and shit about damn Tulsa King. Yo, when that shit start, type in the comments. Let me know when that shit come back. Cause Tulsa King, Rick, you never watch Tulsa King?
Nope.
Oh shit, yo, you gotta binge that shit. Tulsa King is a shit.
Yeah, man, I thought about throwing that on when we got off. Now that y'all been going on about it.
Damn, Julio got me talking about some damn Tulsa King. Anyway, we run out of fucking time because Team NBS has their NFL preview show. I forgot. I think it's NFC West and NFC South tonight. Starting at 8 o'clock. I mean 8:30. So we don't want to run over their time. So we're gonna jump to the next topic, which is all right. This is Rick and his relationship. I picked this article. I think we both picked it. No, one of us. I wanted this article because it's probably my first time reading this shit in years. I think this shit was written a couple of years ago by Rick. It's relationships, the difference between good looking and attractive. I was like, damn, Rick hit this shit on the nose. Rick, explain to everybody what you mean by that.
I think when it comes to relationships, and I think we easily can agree on this, there are a lot of people out there that have a good looking physical appearance to them. To me, there's a difference between looking good and being attracted to someone. Someone you want to be around, someone that just draws you, someone that like your day gets a little bit better because you saw them, not just physically saw them, because you interacted with them. They made you laugh. They kind of brightened your day a little bit. Those are the people that are way more valuable. The people you kind of gravitate to, not just are fun to look at. The people that draw you in, that you want to interact with, that you want to have those moments with. I think those people are far, far, far more interesting, and far that should be valued way more than just someone who is a pretty face to just gawk at.
Look, I am so with Rick on this one. I would say I am not one for makeup. I'm not saying that no woman should not wear makeup. I'm just saying it's not a thing to attract me, because at the end of the day, that means if I'm attracted to your makeup, you have to wear this shit 24/7 in my fucking presence, because that's what I'm attracted to. So I remember Beyonce came, oh yeah, I woke up like this. That's the person that I want to see. If you're busted, you're busted. So the fuck what? When I'm in my 20s, high school, whatever, college, whatever the case may be, hell yeah, the first thing I'm going to look at is your ass. We're going to keep it a buck. I'm looking at your ass. I'm looking at your titties, because that's what I'm attracted to at that moment. Mm-hmm. What I failed to realize and did not realize at that time was that once you hit 30, 40, and 50, them titties, they're going to start to sag. I got to be the same dude and say, you know what, baby? I love you and your saggy titties. But at 18 years old, I'm not wanting nobody with no saggy titties. At 50, sag away, baby. I'll catch them motherfuckers. But
right, but
yeah, and Rick is so right. We see so many pretty girls that's ugly on the fucking inside. But you gotta, like, I don't want a Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. She is pretty, a couple years ago. I don't want that bitch now. I don't. She's fucking ugly on the inside. All them, like, man, look.
But that is my biggest point. I think, and even though you can have all the plastic surgery you want, and there's all sorts of these ways to prevent you from aging a little bit, but eventually, it don't matter. That pretty face is all gonna get old. We're all gonna, we're all gonna show wrinkles, and even if you get the plastic surgeries and what, it's still gonna change your physical appearance, no matter how much you like it or not. You're gonna wake up to, if I had to tell young kids today, like that's the advice. You're gonna wake up next to this person, and that pretty face is gonna be gone. And it's not to knock on people's looks, but you're gonna wake up and say, this isn't someone I really. And I feel like that's why, like, pretty much divorce rates are up and shit like that, because they wake up and they realize the person that they're laying next to isn't fulfilling their life. They don't have that personality, the give and take, the yin and yang of the relationship. They just went after the first person they thought was, wow, this girl's super attractive. I got to hook up with her. I got to get with her. I want to be, I want to be the one showing her off on a Friday night. Years down the road, that shit don't matter when you got 3 or 4 good friends. Those are the only people you interact with. Nobody gives a shit. Your friends just want you around because you're a good person.
Facts. Couldn't say that shit better myself. Like, man, no one, well, some people probably do. No one really wants to grow old, alone. You got to be, like, we'll watch the videos on TikTok and fucking Instagram of this old ass couple. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh my God, oh, I love that. Oh, I want that in my life. No, the fuck you don't. Because you're too busy representing someone that you're fucking not in your relationship, so that your partner cannot love you for who the fuck you are, because you want to be the next Cardi B, or nigga, you trying to be the next Drake, or like, dude, just be who the fuck you are. Plain and simple.
Well, I'm gonna put an asterisk in this, because I want to rewind this, because I want to make this perfectly clear. We all want someone that we're attracted to. They share those physical qualities that we like. That's not to say that I'm throwing looks off the table completely, but I think there's balance to it. I think that carries way less weight over here than all the other stuff over here. And that's what people need to focus on. You want this to be your strong hand and this to be, you know, the icing on the cake, if you will. And not a lot of people don't. They have the two mixed up.
Plain and simple, man. Look, everybody want love. Just first of all, love your motherfucking self. First of all, you can't love nobody else in this motherfucking world unless you love your motherfucking self. The good looking shit, attractive. I'm attractive to. You don't have to have the same beliefs that I have. You don't have to have the same wants that I have. What you got to have though is a desire. Like chicks, you look good. You don't have a desire. You want to be pampered and taken care of. My kids are grown. I'm done taking care of motherfucking people. I mean, if a woman listening to me right now, be like, oh man, fuck that. They go fuck what he's saying. Like, yo, you gotta understand what I'm saying. My kids are grown. I'm responsible for them. I know a husband does this, a husband does that, a husband does this. Yeah. Okay. So with that said, as a husband, your tire catches flat. I'll fix the motherfucking tire. Because as your point, I'm a man. That's what a man does. I get fucking hungry. I tell you to go fix my motherfucking dinner. You throw an attitude. You want me to play my man? Like, please don't go there with me. Because boy, I'll set this whole motherfucking internet on fire. But what I'm just saying is, I want to attract what attracts me. And that is your motherfucking soul. Your looks okay. Looks, like Joe said, your looks are going to fade. That's why everybody's running getting fucking Botox and getting it because they scared no one's going to want them for who the fuck they are. But you want them looks. That's what you think. We're going to use those looks. Most of the motherfuckers that's doing it to y'all in the car or in the bathroom, they going home to their regular looking wife. Or, you know, she's going home to her regular looking man. Yo, just be who you are. That's all. That's the end of that. Now, these are the last two motherfucking topics. These are great topics for me. Now, last two are hip-hop related topics. Everybody loves good hip-hop. That's why I saved hip-hop for last, because who don't fucking like hip-hop? Who watches the Mad Podcast?
You don't get enough hip-hop shows. Let's do it.
Facts. Now, everybody knows what's going on with this motherfucking Dame and Jay-Z shit. So I wrote an article, said, what does Jay-Z owe Dame Dash of 20 years? Everybody don't know what's going on. What's going on is this. Dame Dash has a third of Rockefeller. Pretty much it's a third of really what Jay wants is the Reasonable Doubts. He owns a third. He owns a third. Jay owns a third. And Kareem Big Burks owns a third. Dame is in so much fucking debt that the judge told him, like, yo, dude, you got to sell your third of Rockefeller. Now, Dame has been going on the news for years. Steady dogging Jay out. Oh, he's a backstabber. He's this. He's that. Maybe he is. It's not our fault that the money that you got from the Rockaway clothing and then selling the brand, you pissed away. Whose fault is that? That is not Jay's fault. That's not Kareem Burke's fault. That's Damon Dash's fucking fault. I remember when Jay was about to retire, like the Black Album. They was gonna do this album where the rappers on Rockefeller was gonna, you know, like pretty much do over Jay's hottest songs. I remember. And on the album, every artist wrote like a thank you, Jay, because he was retiring. Dame's remark on the album was, thanks for making me rich, nigga. I would never forget that shit. It wasn't like, yo, homie, we did this. It was a, yo, thanks for making me rich, nigga. So where did all that money go? Like, you call yourself the CEO, you're the big boss. Like, dude, how are you in so much motherfucking debt? Like, when you went to child support court, you told the judge, yo, I can't afford child support. So now you got a third of this company that the judge making you sell. So you go on Instagram about a month ago, it says, hey, only serious people hit me up about who wants to buy this motherfucking third of Rockefeller. Can you imagine buying a third of fucking Rockefeller? Now, the catch to that is, even if you do buy it, you will have no say-so. Because whatever you try to do with it, it still has to be a majority vote. You think Jay and Biggs is going to let anybody have a majority vote over what happens to Rockefeller? I mean, Rockefeller's no more. But it's it's that one album that Jay is worried about. That's that Reasonable Doubt. That's the baby.
Well, that's
and I remember I remember when they broke up. Jay said he went to Dame and said one thing like, "Yo, just give me my baby, and I'll go. Boom, we're done." Dame said no. Jay said, "Okay, I'll take the presidency shit over Def Jam." That's why he took the fucking job. Dame was to be an asshole. But my whole thing with that is, after 20 years of y'all business, friendship, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, why are you still continuously bad-mouthing this man at any chance you motherfucking get if you're the boss, the CEO, like Jay said, nigga? If you made Jay, nigga, then make another Jay.
Right.
What's up with Dame?
Well, here's the thing that this dude just doesn't get through his head. Like, that dude made you all that money. Okay, cool. You still made every decision after that. Like you said, you pissed that money away. So if I'm saying market car breaks down, you come to me and say, bro, I need to borrow a couple $1,000s. I need to get a car. I need to get back on my feet. And I give you that money. And you turn around and you piss away that money instead of using it to buy your car. Are you going to come to me and say, it's my fault that you don't got a car? No. You came to me. I helped you out. We earned I did what I could for you. You took that money and you turned it into nothing. That's on you. I don't care what you did with that money. You didn't do what you set out to do in life. That's on you.
Facts. And, did Jay snake Dame? Probably. Who the fuck knows? Did they snake each other? Probably. But after 20 fucking years, like, that's all you see on his interviews. Oh, this nigga Jay's a blah, 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 blah. Like, dude, the dude's a fucking billionaire now. So obviously, somebody was doing their business wrong. Now, if you were the billionaire, would you still be kicking that Jay did you dirty? No, because you wouldn't give a fuck. But you're not the billionaire. You're pretty much broke as shit. So it's bothering you because in your mind, you started this shit. Like the artist became bigger than you. Real shit. We all knew that was coming. We all saw that was coming.
That's just it. He took his money and he made more money. The other one took his money and tried to live a lifestyle that he couldn't sustain.
Yeah, like what the I like the Dame, like, man, look, Dame, we all know like you was a great business mind. You went to bat for your artists. No doubt about that. We've seen this in the documentaries. We know that you're gonna fight for the Rockefeller artists. But along the way, you forgot the business and the friendship shit of it. Like, when with the whole Cameron shit, when Jay was on vacation and you said, hey, I'm gonna make, Cameron the vice president of Rockefeller Records. And like Bleak said in the interview, like, dude, if anybody gonna be vice president, it should have been me or Benny Siegel. We've been here the longest. Why would you make Cameron? Because he was managing. He's from Harlem. Like, why would you do that? And Cam even say, yo, that was a mistake on Dame's part. But Dame will never own up to that. But once again, you're getting mad because your boy out here became a fucking billionaire. Like, I mean, hip-hop cats, became a billionaire. I mean, of course, Dr. Dre did because they bought the headphones. Jay made this shit off the hustle. And they ain't got a problem with that because, we all know Harlem cats. If a Harlem person listens to me, ain't no disrespect, but we know how y'all are. Y'all hustlers. And if it don't go your way, got a problem. So, me, my advice to you, Dame, eat a dick and grow the fuck up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Please, just grow the fuck up. That's all. The last topic. Motherfucker Steve Rogers. Steve, are you still listening? This is your article right here. I saved this for last because I want to know how Rick feels about this. The other part about that is, I'm going to tell you how fucked up it is. I got to pull a fucking article up just to go through the albums. Now, Steve did an article a while ago called 5 of Hip Hop's Dopest Debut Albums. Holy shit. Now, let's go through that. I got to look that shit up.
I pulled that shit up too because I had to see what he was about.
I gotta look that shit up. 5 of Hip Hop. Damn, what? Damn, it's a lot of damn hip hop shit on this goddamn website. I ain't gonna lie right here. Jesus Christ. What the hell? Oh, well, Rick, you got it pulled up. What do you got?
I had to search under the word debut.
Oh shit. I'm like, damn, it's a lot of damn hip hop shit.
That's why I
Damn.
said 73 pages. I was like, God dang, I'll be doing some hip hop work over here.
I thought that shit too. God damn, what is a lot of motherfucking writing? Good Lord, God damn. Shit, I do some hip hop writing, motherfucker. Hip hop in the era independent, Tupac, hip hop, Master Ace. Why the fuck didn't I have this shit already pulled up?
Mm-hmm.
You got it pulled up?
I do.
Oh shit! All right, well, cool. All right. He got 5 hip hop dudes albums. What's the first album he got up there?
Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
All right. Do you agree with Dr. Dre, The Chronic, being up there as one of the dopest hip hop debut albums?
I think a debut on his solo album. I think it introduced a lot of people to Snoop as well. I think that is an album that stands the test of time in hip hop in terms of where a lot of people just like found their got reacquainted with, I would say, Dr. Dre and his music. So I think it's up there.
I agree with you. I remember the list. I just didn't pull it up. It's just, God, I know that much damn hip hop shit on this damn website. The Chronic is a classic. So much so the classic that we've been waiting for part 2. No, not part 2, because I think we did get a part 2. It's the other fucking detox shit that we're waiting for. Like Dr. Dre said in the song that, once again, J wrote, y'all say my album fell off, my career fell off. How was that? My last album was The Chronic. Like, dude, The Chronic put West Coast back on the map.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about Dre, Snoop, fucking Exhibit, that whole West Coast sound and the fucking production. Like, Dre is still in another. Like, if you get a beat from Dre, that's like God coming down saying, "Yo, come on, let's go get some Wendy's." Like you ride with God through the drive-through. I mean, I'm not calling Dre God or anything, but a beat from Dre and Premier, that's the pinnacle of hip hop. So for that to be his
that's
debut,
a dude who made a lot of artists.
Yeah, thank you.
He always made the next one.
That is a great debut hip hop album. So Steve, on that one, we give you a thumbs up, brother. You did good with that one. What's the next one you got?
He got Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers.
Yo, do we even need to talk about this? like this shit, like, come on, man. Like, please. No one has never seen a fucking 9-member group like that. 9 or 10 or 12. How many the fuck you want to call them? Do what the fuck that did on that fucking album. That album was great, start to fucking finish. While we can talk about The Chronic, we can talk about this album. That shit was straight grimy. That's like the videos were black and that shit was shot with like a camcorder. Like, yo, Into the Famous was just on some other shit. Kung Fu, like, you love Kung Fu movies? Of course you love motherfucking, the Wu-Tang first album. We talking about some of the illest lyricists from Ray, Ghost, Meth, Inspector Dak, Crazy Ass ODB, Master Killer. You got whatever. Like a lot of motherfuckers do like You Got. I'm never You Got fan, and motherfuckers sucked ass to me. But Wu-Tang, that first album, man, one of the greatest debut albums in history of hip hop.
I can't even add to it.
You
said it all. Man.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, that shit belongs to what we got. 12 minutes left. All right, what's the third one he got?
You got Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die.
Okay. All right. You know what? Rick, I'll go later on that one. What you got for that one?
See, I know I'm about to hate for this. I think it's a great album. I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking Big. I know there's about a handful of songs I really truly appreciate and that are still on my playlist from that album. The whole entire album itself, I wasn't feeling. Hip hop heads just got real mad at me, but that's just it. I mean, there was a handful of songs I don't even have the track list pulled up on that one, but there's a handful of songs that I still have in this rotation. But that's not for me. For me personally, don't be cussing at me. Nothing. That's not a start to finish album for me.
Oh my God. All right. Debut album. You know what? But like I said, that's why I kept this one for last. I agree with Steve. It was a dope debut album because at that time, New York was losing.
Mm-hmm.
From the West Coast was, Snoop, Dre, the rest of those other stupid motherfuckers was Miami style. So I dug out the West Coast. But no, like the West Coast had it. The South was just taking it as well. New York was struggling. And then this motherfucker drops. And it brought New York back to an era of, well, fuck, New York has never seen this kind of era before. Now, once again, here we go. With this, the Wu-Tang had it before Big had it. The Big drop. And I mean, this album did change the game. We all know it changed the motherfucking game because it gave hip-hop, it gave hip-hop back to New York where it belongs. Yes, I say where the fuck it belongs. I'm sorry. Everybody knows hip-hop was born in the Bronx. BXA. But still, anyway. It was a great debut fucking album. And but at the same time, I'm kind of torn because I would have put something else there. But y'all haven't heard the last two albums yet, so we're going to come back to that one. But it was a great hip-hop album. Rick, what you got for number 4?
Yeah. See, that's just it. Was it iconic? Absolutely, bro. But anyway, DMX, It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Shit. There's a lot of DMX fans out here. I'm really not one of them. I never really was one of them. His album was good. It was some grimy shit. It was once again, like you said, good debut. 5 of hip hop dopest. He's not saying they are the 5 ever dopest ever. He's just saying there's 5 of hip hop dopest debut albums. So with that being said, I do give DMX a great debut album. It was a great debut album for hip hop. X was grimy as fuck. Like he's a dude that when you walk into the bodega at night and you saw him sitting in the corner, you're like, you know what? I'm not going to this bodega tonight. I'm going to go to the one over here. But that album was just fucking grimy as hell. The beats were fucking off the chain. The rhyme styles, like I said, to me, he was not a great fucking rapper. But you felt his words. You felt his presence. So as far as great debut hip-hop goes, I do agree with Steve in DMX.
I think for me, I remember I bought this way back when in the days of media play. I bought this cassette tape, not the CD.
Oh, shit.
I bought this cassette tape, Young Kids. And I listened to this one. It was a unique style for me. I really felt this one. Back in the day when a lot of this, some of his first videos were on MTV, back when they played music videos on MTV. So this one was one of the first albums I bought with my own money from my own job, not like my allowance, one of my own money from my own job. This was one of them, and I probably played the hell out of it. So, is it one of the dopest debut albums? I'm gonna have to sit with that one. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like I loved it to death, but I guess you'd be hard to find. It would be a struggle to find a lot more that I would put above it. I guess you could say the same for Big. I don't know that I gave him that credit like that, but like you hit the nail on the head. He's not saying that they're the greatest of all time. Were they just 5 of the dopest albums? So I guess I gotta amend those last 2.
Yeah. So it caught me at first. I was like, oh man, these are the 5. Like, no, these ain't the 5. But like I saying, 5 of hip hop's dopest debut album. So yeah, he's okay. He's right in that regard. The last one we got, I looked at the list. is motherfucking Eminem Slim Shady LP. Yes. And please, let's get this out the way right now. Fuck the skin color. Like real shit. Every time somebody talk about him, the first thing they gotta mention is the motherfucking skin color. First of all, the motherfucker can rap if he's fucking green. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I never heard some shit like this from White Boy Day in my motherfucking life. I'm sorry, yo. And I love MC Church, you know what I'm saying? And Pete not like, no.
The closest thing you had at the time, dude, was fucking one-hit wonder and Vanilla Ice for most people. I will put an asterisk in there because people love the Beastie Boys, so I can't even knock them, but that was more of a group than a single artist. So you're right. This was a unique debut in hip hop, and that's I would say, was it the greatest album ever made in hip hop? No, but as far as a debut album, I mean, a lot more people got on to his music with his next few CDs, but this one was like, hold up, this is a white dude? What's going on here?
Facts. That was different. A dope debut for M. Yeah, because that was different. Once again, not the white shit, but this is the first time I ever heard a rapper talking about, killing my baby mama, my mama. like this dude was riding around with the baby mama in the trunk, like on some real shit. Like this dude was just on some. You have never heard that in fucking hip hop. And but he did this shit with a lyrical sense that made you say, what the like M debut album made you hit rewind. Like, yo, what the fuck did he just say? And it's crazy because 20-something years later, he's still doing the same fucking shit. We're still saying, yo, let me hit rewind.
Right. It's wild because at the end of the day, like, you kind of got interested with the antics that he had. He had those, the kind of "Hi, my name is" and a couple of the other songs that he released on them. And then you listen to some of the deeper tracks where he got real with his music and what he was rapping about, and you're like, oh, he actually has something to say. He actually has something that I could kind of relate to. I'm not killing my girlfriend or my mother, that's for damn sure. But like,
hell no.
He rapped about some of his struggles and all the shit he had growing up, and you're like, I kind of get it, man. I mean, your situation might not have been exactly the same, but you kind of felt it a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Steve, so far, you be honest, like you said, 5 of hip hop's dopest debut albums. Not the 5 of the greatest, but at the same time, look, bro, that was a great fucking list. Once again, that's why I saved this shit for last. I will go more into what I think should be on there, but I'm looking at the time, and I know you guys got your NFL show about to come up, so I don't want to run over into your time. Now, in about 30 minutes, Team MBS Media has their NFL preview show. I believe it's the NFC South and NFC North that they're covering tonight. I could be wrong, but at 8:30, they do have a show coming on where, half the team will be on talking about, the NFL. So if you're an NFL fan and you still sitting at home and you chilling, you still want to hear some more podcasts and great podcasts from Team MBS Media, please sign back in at 8:30 on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or wherever the fuck you listen to, and you do your thing. Next week, I didn't think we was going to have a show, but I forgot. I switched days. We have our live NFL fantasy draft going on at 8:30 Monday, which still allow Rick and I to do a show 6 o'clock Tuesday. Once again, you have no idea what the fuck we're going to talk about. Maybe, y'all know us. We'll figure the fuck out. But
we throw some darts, figure it out.
Word. Next week, 8:30 Monday is the Team MBS live fantasy football draft. Yes, live. So y'all can see us make our picks live on the air. That shit is going to be fucking crazy. It's going to be we got a team of I think 8 writers that's in fantasy, so it's going to be live. It's going to be 8 motherfuckers on this damn screen talking shit, doing what we do. So you know what? Let's go. Once again, in a half hour, Team MBS is doing their NFL preview show, NFC South, NFC West. Once again, I know I'm fucking up the fucking up the conferences. I apologize, but just come back in a half hour, 8:30, and you can see what these guys have planned. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. You know, I love to see mad people. You know, look, if I see we're 50 listeners, I'm excited. So to see above 50, every week, look, I love y'all for it. Rick and I'll be back next week. Until then, half hour, go catch Team MBS with their NFL preview show. Peace.
Later.